I mean, this year's not off to a great start, honestly. So, what we're doing today is, a few weekly challenges because I've done a lot of them off stream, and now look at how many credits I have because they forced me to spend a lot on cars. So, we're just gonna choose a 450 class car, um, which is they want a FF car, so 450. I'll use the 95 Integra. But that I can change the they don't have any tire regulations, so we could use a sporty one and make it a little more well that certainly added a lot of oomph to it. So yeah, we're just going to do this first challenge. Hold on. Okay, I'm sorry for that, but yeah, it's like this year was not off to a great start, honestly. But we have to keep doing what we're doing, honestly. We have 3 laps around this circuit, but we have to slow down and oh my god, my tires almost jutted out. Might change to sports hard. But you may be doing three of this stream because I took a nap earlier after getting into so many arguments with my parents over what's happening in Los Angeles. Now, the true reason why I'm not going to be donating to the victims of the Los Angeles wildfires is because I have serious concerns regarding 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 many people's many organizations' credibility in when it comes to where the money goes, honestly. Because while while organizations have set up donations to help Los Angeles, even the California state government might have done the same thing too. But given Gavin Newsom's pro CCP stance and cozy relationship with Xi Jinping, he probably embezzled all donation funds to fund an invasion of Taiwan, which is very sad because so many Californians had suffered under innocent Californians had suffered under big business and big government policies of the state of California, but but it's just very sad how a lot of things get embezzled and all that stuff. Then of course you had something that happened in New Orleans on New Year's Day, which I was not really surprised about because given how the Noto Peninsula earthquake happened on New Year's Day last year, there's just a lot on my mind lately. But and then you have people there's a lot of stuff I cannot discuss here on YouTube, but it's just everything's been so stressful. I even turned off my PS5 this morning for some reason. Okay, we got first place. Got Queen Race bonus. And a 6-star parts ticket. We actually don't have that much to go over, honestly. Because I don't have any articles pulled up. I don't have the mental energy to pull up any articles now. So we're going to do the European 550. So you have a 553 Alfa Romeo. I did see Alfa Romeo on the on the expressway earlier. Let's gonna get this Maserati. I don't want to get a Maserati because there's a politician in Canada that whose nickname is Maserati Marxist. Hey, this should be good enough. My 97 M3 should be good enough for this race. And look at the conditions. Okay, let's get going. I haven't even plated this car though. I should be using harder tires because of the impending rain. Not sure I'm using a 97 one. But we might stop by at the cafe after we do our third weekly challenge. Like kind of undercut. We got also some 70s BMWs here. But mostly BMWs, honestly. I'm driving 97 one. There's also one from 2003 and one from 2014. We have 89 BMW. One of the last reunification BMWs in the market. It is raining, so we gotta drive a little carefully. Hopefully we don't crash a car, or jut out, or slip out. But the weather is kind of... And I know you had a lot of cold days this year. I know it's winter, but a lot of it has to do with but winter just makes me depressed, honestly. Like around this time last year, I might have made a stream about criticizing the EV mandate and how like terrible EVs are in cold weather. But we have Fubar from Chile. Now the reason I chose to do this stream today is because I was going back through my YouTube channel and let's see, there's no fastest lap yet, but I'm gonna make a slow turn. This is 2003 BMW. I wonder, all of them are BMWs, surprisingly. Yeah, the weekly challenges do change depending on what car manufacturer you use, but this one I'm surprised that there's no like Mercedes or other cars or something. It's just BMWs. I know of another German car manufacturer that's kind of struggling lately. It's Volkswagen. Yeah, they're suffering because the fact is Germany has been struggling to like have energy independence from Russia, which means that and the and then there are two closer oil exporting companies that could help Germany, but because they elected leaders that not yeah they have leaders that um they don't really care about helping nations in need, but, and only show up at international conferences for optics rather than action. Um, Germany has been in kind of a pinch, and they had to scale back their automobile industry. Speaking about which, in Japan, um, they're another country that's trying to get off of just trying to become energy independent, but it's really hard right now because of Japan's limited resources and the high price of imports. Not helping that the current governance in Japan is just very. The current prime ministers and the current foreign minister of Japan are sadly very incompetent at their jobs. I'm gonna slow down a bit because we don't want to slip off the track. We're starting to slip off a little bit, so we're just going to use a little discretionary. Yeah, I know the car behind me is pretty close, but there's not much of a choice that I have because my fastest lap will have to be lap 2 because lap 3 is rainy. Don't want to press the pedal all the way when it's raining. We also have to make sure the braking is much lighter, because if we don't, then we will slip off the track. It's good advice for driving in real life too, honestly. You slam the brakes too hard while it's slippery, then you could spin out of control. Especially given the winter weather in the Tohoku and Hokkaido regions. So I finished in first again. Let's see. Got another clean race bonus. No tickets. And let's see. No, someone joined in, but they left subsequently. So yeah, let's do the third one. American Club 700. We also have a New Jersey State Cruiser, or my impression of one. But I'm only going to use. But you want 700, so check the car settings. This is sports. We're going to use this Camaro 18, which the game forces you to buy and widen. So, this is 5 laps on Watkins Glen. It's actually 5 hours from New York City. Even though it's in New York State, I did plate it as such. I gave it a New Jersey plate, but only the back only, because the front design is actually not really good for, sorry, I drank a little bit too much Sprite earlier. And, yeah, but the current governance of Japan is not good. Like, I heard a lot of scandals, including the fact that, the current foreign minister has an active case with the U.S. Justice Department because he accepted bribes from the CCP, and now he's being called over to Washington D.C. For a big event on the 20th. Now people are really worried that he might get arrested for the active case, which is very likely because the statute of limitations for that case had not expired in America, but in Japan they have expired. Plus, I've seen some extremely troubling trends in Japan lately from tourists and foreign residents, basically. Oh, I almost shut out. One of the most troubling behaviors I noted was that there was a picture spreading on Twitter where there were there were just 3 tourists using the reserved seats, and they put too much luggage in this reserved space. Which is which constitutes an ADA violation here in America. But in Japan, they don't have like the same like teeth when it comes to like laws regarding people with special needs as we do here. Because closed captioning was a result of the ADA, which unfortunately the outgoing Biden-Harris dictatorship has violated in the name of mask mandates. It was not just any interpretation of mask mandates either. The American interpretation of mask mandates were amongst the worst in the world, honestly. When other countries have actually allowed clear masks that clearly met, pun intended, FDA guidelines or CDC guidelines or something. Yet, this one power-hungry person who was running the NIH or something outright banned it without considering people who needs the clear masks for communication because of hard of hearing and all that stuff. Then you have a huge problem. Like last year, there was an anime that aired called A Sign of Affection, and there was one scene where I literally had to use that to, like, I don't know, like, criticize a pandemic policy, basically. One size fits all does not work anymore. So, with that being said, going back to the current social issues in Japan, there's also the fact that, I've been hearing other stuff too, like, there was a recent incident in Machida, which is basically a western suburb of, Tokyo, that's technically in Tokyo, but, also not Tokyo. There was this one deranged, I don't know, student, and they, whacked 8 of their classmates using a hammer. I won't say the nationality or, the gender because I want to keep this. I want to still talk about pressing topics while not disclosing identity-related stuff. And they were arrested for quote-unquote attempted unaliving. However, this has sadly inflamed tensions within East Asia. As you can see, this is not the only case of like I don't know. Now we gotta talk about some other stuff too regarding the 10-year visa, multiple entry visa for the PRC, for nationals of the PRC. That type of visa should have never been issued by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. However, the final authority... Oh no, we spun out. Let's back up. We can't back up here, so... Oh, okay. Next time I do this mission, no hard tires. And now we are, we lost 6 seconds, but are still 20 seconds ahead. I should have used harder tires, honestly. But I'm using the softest tire compound, and it's actually costing me because I keep spinning out. Yeah, but regardless, um, with those type of multiple entry visas, there's a problem because you could just like cheat and go like 90 for every 90 days you can just go to another country like South Korea or go back to the PRC for a day and then you can go back to Japan or something. But the Ministry of Justice is the final authority on who decides who can get in and who can get in and who cannot get in Japan. But yeah. Let's speed up a little bit because I should use a harder tire compound, but my tire compound was too soft. I'll switch out the tire compound later because 3 of my 4 tires have jutted out. It's kind of okay. Gotta make sure I don't do that again. Costs us a lot of valuable time. A harder compound if I knew this course would be slippery. Yeah, and now there's also some other stuff we have to talk about. I also really don't think that I also heard some disturbing stuff from Hong Kong about how like a lot of BNO passport holders cannot even enter the UK without a visa, or to get their ETAs rejected because Keir Starmer is upholding the national security law related arrests. The NSL is just was an illegal violation of the Sino-British Joint Declaration. Yeah, and Hong Kong needed people's attention the most. Yet they were more concerned about burning American cities to the ground than helping one of their helping a society on the brink of authoritarianism. This was a catastrophic missed opportunity, and as a result, Hong Kong is no longer free. It is now, and some people may argue that it's far more authoritarian than mainland China, because we only got 3 stars today, but 150,000 credits. 3 stars is demoralizing, so yeah, we're gonna take a little bit of a break here, but we're going to switch over to the 97 BMW after we get our first our gifts or something. Okay, this is a 3-star ticket, but you can get the I was hoping to get another car, but actually there is some issues with my capture card. Hold on. Change the YUI. Oh, it's set to the wrong color space. I should have set this to 709 before the stream began, but let's just change this to full. No, full. That's not good. Okay, I think I'm sorry. Oh, so you only have like 5,000 credits. And 1.5 credits, and we gotta use this one. Yeah, it's because my capture card is, potentially overheating. Oh, we got some carbon slotted disc, but these are specific to a car that I don't own. Actually, we're going to go to, the garage again because I accidentally exited out of the garage. Let's change the car, let's change the manufacturer. I gotta check if my stream's running at 60 on my capture card. So you go to BMW and get the 97 one. And you check the interior, it's very 90s like. Oh, it even has the Dolby logo for the noise reduction. Peak peak post-reunification German design. So we're gonna go into the garage and see if there's no one here. So, without further ado, we go to the 4th race, and we're going to use a more powerful car this time. The Vision Gran Turismo. We got 1st place, and this is a 7-lap race. So we can get Vision Gran Turismo, and the limit is 850 or less. So we have this car, this Genesis one I got last year. I might have to restart the capture card, sorry. Wait, no, not this one. This one's the SNES capture card. I'm gonna restart the capture card so we got. So we have 7 laps of this, so we gotta. Oh wow, that was kind of. So we're using Racing Soft Compound. Oh god. I drove a little bit foul. We get penalized for trying to shortcut. But there's no fuel stuff, so we can just go to the radar. Try not to we played pretty dirty around here. There's also part of the Vision Gran Turismo Cup where you have to like use a we had to drive on a Brazilian racetrack, which I really I mean it's nice that they have a racetrack in a far-flung region in the world, but it's actually one of my least favorite courses in Gran Turismo because of because I mean Gran Turismo 7 because of the frequent because the car spins out way too easily in that course. So yeah. And then we have this. Need to slow down because I don't want to cause another ruckus around here. Looks like I'm the one who's going off road this time. I should actually set the traction controls to the maximum, especially after the last yeah, I had to look at my OBS sometimes to like but it's a good thing I actually have a TV to play with because I have 3 different screens, so I can use it for stuff like one screen can be used to monitor my stream health, while one can be used to monitor OBS, and one of the screens is for the actual game. It's a really good setup if you ask me, but it's not without its issues. I also somehow wish that hold on. I'm getting a little tired, so the 5th weekly challenge is always the hardest one, but let me tell you, the weekly challenges at the end of last year were absolutely terrible. Like we're not getting any, like, I'll slow down a little bit more this time so we don't go off road. Yamanaka, oh, that's a Jaguar, and he actually bumped into me. So, let's catch up with the Hungarian. By the way, I'm thinking of planning a trip to Budapest after this year because everyone in my generation thinks communism is cool or something. At least implementing in America. They think it's cool. I think it's the righteous path or something. But in reality, it's a very ugly system. And Hungary was one of those countries that had to suffer under it. So, and the stream may be unlisted for the month of May 2025 until I get back from Japan in early June 2025, because I covered something rather controversial. But again, we're at 30 minutes. So we're on the 4th lap. I should get a harder compound because I've been skidding a lot today. I don't know. It's a good thing I probably don't have work this Friday. But, never mind that. A Porsche VGT. Yeah, and, I'm not sure why sometimes I don't know. I'm a little tired, but still decided to do a stream to get some important stuff out of the way when it comes to stuff on my mind. I mean, the internet is such a cesspool of uncertainty and despair. Oh, what? Fuck. Okay, I gotta be careful because this, same guy I countered, I don't know. We lost 4 seconds because our car jutted out. This is me on maximum traction control. This might be my worst lap. I think I got a notification on my Apple Watch, but I cannot check it now. I'll apply brakes a little bit more lightly. I do the runway approach. Which is basically you turn very slowly before a straight, on a sharp curve before a straight, and then you just go full speed afterwards. Like how an airplane takes off or something. But there was a revelation that, at the end of last year where the Jeju airplane crashed in South Korea or something. There was another failure. The plane did not record any data on its like voice recorder or the flight data recorder for 4 minutes before the incident happened, which means that Jeju Air might have like a lot more, might be on an even hotter seat than they were already in by both the South Korean authorities and the U.S. government too, because Boeing owns the Boeing provided the plane to Jeju Air, and Jeju Air has done something very, very unforgiving. Only 2 cabin crew members survived. All revenue passengers, the captain, the co-pilot, and the 4 of the 6 cabin crew member have perished in the crash. But people bring up the Sewol ferry sinking, which is also another high-profile case of. But it's not the only thing South Korea has to go through lately, because their former president Yoon Suk Yeol, or Yoon Suk Yeol, depending on how you pronounce it or spell it, has like imposed martial law at the beginning of last month. Which could have had the very real consequence of backsliding South Korea to the 1980s. It's not the vibrant, for South Korea, it's not exactly the vibrant decade as people in the US, the West, and Japan remember as. Okay, I got a mosquito bite somewhere, and I didn't get clean race bonus this time. Okay, this was pretty. Hold on, that's a menu. Alright. Oh my god, it's so itchy. I'm sure mosquitoes are living in my house. Yeah. Okay, we have one more. It's the Ferrari Circuit Challenge. This one barely makes it, and this is 90,000, 8 laps, 16, and we all have 6th place at the Fuji International Speedway. But I feel very tired, so we'll continue this stream. We'll continue the weekly challenge either off stream or as a AC3 5.1 enabled video tomorrow. So, or by the end of this week. So, yeah. Not a really good start to 2025, but not sure what my next stream will be, honestly. Aside from the PS2 stream that's supposed to happen in March, so